Hello there, and welcome to the solvm spectator channel. My name is Turbiini Majava, and don't worry, no one can spell or pronounce either of those things. It's fine. It's fine. I'm here to tell you about one of the two occasions on which I went to the movie theater this year. That's right, two times this entire year. And that's because, while yes, I am an introvert, very much so, but additionally, the movie theater experience itself has lost most of its appeal, especially after well, I'm just going to call it the Backstreet Boys reunion tour of 2020 and onwards. As a result, I've become much more of a video stream watcher than a movie theater goer. Also, movie tickets aren't getting any cheaper anytime soon. So there is that. Now, I was excited to see Alien Romulus. Okay, cautiously optimistic. The original Alien happens to be in my top two favorite films of all time, of any genre. And from the first impressions that I read, the few that I read, I didn't watch any trailers or anything like that. It looked like it was gonna. It looked like this movie was gonna redeem some of the bad rap that Ridley Scott himself had wrought upon the franchise during the previous decade. So I went, I paid for my ticket, got to my seat, the lights went out, and after 15 commercials, the movie finally started. Dead silence. Shots of space, vastness, still dead silence. Understandable in space. But in that moment, I was truly happy. I was thoroughly transported to the cold, brutal, uncaring universe of Alien. And whatever would happen after that, I would be grateful for that small moment of reveling in the experience of a new Alien movie. Now, is the movie any fucking good? All right, let's get into it proper. It is clear from the very opening shots of the movie that Mr. Fede Alvarez has more respect for this franchise than Ridley Scott has. Uh, Alien Romulus is chiefly a fan product. It's made by fans for fans. In terms of production design, the sets, props, and the score, and everything like that. Audiovisually, it looks and sounds like an Alien movie, like it should, and not like fucking Prometheus, which looks nothing like the Alien movies that came before. Jump cut. I had to go feed the cat. He came up and told me he hasn't eaten in literally forever. So I had to go take care of that. I won't get into the plot of the movie in this review. I don't like doing that in general. He lied. You most likely already know what the movie is about. You don't need me to tell you that. I want to get into the acting. The acting is, for the most part, well, from the two leads, the acting is very, very good. Their character dynamic is genuinely interesting. the supporting cast of characters, aside from their various accents, they're not very personable. Throughout the movie, I actually struggled to differentiate which of the Brit Bong "There's something in the water" characters I was looking at that moment, or keeping track which one of them was dead. There's not really that much to their characters, and I couldn't suspend my disbelief in regards to why one of the lead characters would ever want to hang out with these people at all. Because they already seem to know each other in the beginning of the movie. I couldn't imagine why. Anyway, the supporting actors do an alright job, I guess, with what they get. And their characters at least aren't annoying to the point where I would find myself frequently wishing for them to die most horribly. So, I didn't hate them. Uh, like I said, the audio visually, this movie is fantastic. Uh, and they use similar methods to build atmosphere as the methods used in the first movie. You only get glimpses of the xenomorphs, as you should, for the first hour or so, and that works perfectly. Later on, they increase the amount of creature effects, and for the most part, they are practical, which is I I really appreciate it. It's they do sprinkle some CG on top to touch them up. Uh, when the movie goes on, there's an increasing amount of CG on top of things, but the core of the effects is practical. It's either an animatronic puppet or a guy in a suit. That's great. Now, not all of the effects are up to par, one could say. There's an actor that they brought back from the dead. And yes, they're using a deepfake effect. And it is the worst deepfake I've ever seen in a movie of this budget. This high of a budget. I mean, they went through the proper channels to include it. They asked the actor's family if they could use his likeness for a scene or two in the movie. And they said yes, but I don't think they knew exactly what they were saying yes to. This effect, it ages horribly within half a second. It's that fucking bad. And then they bring it to a close up, and it feels like these close up shots last for minutes at a time. And the effect is so distracting the entire time. There's this one shot where a part of the deepfake face morphs into another shape entirely and then back again. And that's really the only spot you can focus on in that shot because it's so distracting from even from the bad effect, the overall effect. This is horrible. It really it happens in the middle of the movie and it's I cannot understand how this got past post production. How they thought in editing, yeah, it looks fine. It's fine. It'll be enough. And this character is an android, which means they could have used any actor, any other actor. They could have gotten fucking Lance Henriksen to do it. He would have been glad to. Fuck. You know, had they filmed this movie when this actor in question was still alive, that would have been great. They probably would have used a de-aging effect on his face, because androids aren't supposed to age, except their hardware is, which is a plot point in this movie. But yeah, any actor would have done. They could have gone so many different routes to avoid using a horrible deep fake effect. Anyway, there are other effects that are done well after this horrible one. Towards the final act, they use zero gravity as a plot device. Well, more of a transitional phase within the plot to get from A to B. And they set it up rather early, this zero gravity thing, that so that you know that it's gonna come into play at some point. But I think they do it effectively, and it looks great in terms of visual effects. It's really well done, and it's one of the redeeming factors when it comes to special effects. After that deep fake bullshit. Now then, even though this is an Alvarez fan product, I think he pays homage rather too much. Firstly, there are so many references to Alien and Aliens in visuals and dialogue, where they straight up lift lines from Aliens, which happens after this movie. Like decades after this movie. This takes place 15 years after Alien. Completely unnecessary references in dialogue. They could have done without those, or changed them up. Something. Don't reference them directly. We're tired of it. But those aren't the central problem with these homages. Really, the trouble is that Fede Alvarez likes to reference Prometheus and Alien Resurrection. The arguably the worst things to ever happen to this franchise. I'm not sure if this was a studio mandate or another ultimatum for funding or something, where Alvarez had no choice but to include these, but I I really think the movie would have benefited from not including all of these ideas. They try to enhance, or well, not enhance. They try to uh, continue the ideas of the life cycle of the xenomorph. They add a cocoon phase for no real reason. And yeah, the effect looks appropriately disgusting, and it's it's all gross, and it visually fits in with the style of the xenomorph life cycle, but I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it looks cool enough to justify it being in this movie. And really, the worst offender is the Prometheus stuff included in the plot. There are they they include the black goo. Why? One of the one of the things that makes one of the things that make Alien so effective is the mystery. Prometheus actively tried to take away significant parts of that mystery, and now we're going back to that? That's not... They only take a couple steps in that direction, but even that was too much for me. There are good ideas worth including, and then there are ideas like this. That are near catastrophic, but I don't think it's quite enough to ruin the rest of the movie, because I did find myself enjoying my time. Really, if you would cut the last perhaps 15 minutes from the end, it would significantly improve the movie. There's this final confrontation with an alien resurrection reference. Remember the fucking human skull alien from Resurrection? They kind of do a hybrid between that and one of the creatures from Prometheus. Like we needed that. Like anyone wanted to see that. What was it called in Resurrection? Oh yeah, A Beautiful Butterfly. Brett Dourif was one of the best parts of that movie. And honestly, I think Resurrection is an entertaining movie. It's a lot of fun. But it's a horrible fucking alien movie. Don't pay homage to that. Come on, man. But hey, we finally have a mostly successfully effective alien film after the ridiculous Prometheus and the fucking farce of an Alien Covenant. I I think Romulus is a lot better than the the output of elderly filmmaker Sir Ridley fucking Scott in the past decade. It's not even a contest, really. And I think that alone is worth celebrating. And I give my personal permission to Mr. Fede Alvarez to make more of Alien movies. I can give him two. I can give him two more films if he promises not to go too far in the Prometheus Covenant resurrection route. These few steps are far enough. All right. Now for the score, I would, as a rating, I would give a 7 out of 10. I know that seems high, but I liked the experience of watching this movie so much. In comparison to the previous two Alien movies. Alien movies. To where it was such a breath of fresh air to go to a movie theater and see a good Alien movie. Not excellent, good. So a 7 out of 10, and I would recommend it to Alien fans. If you're an Alien fan, you've already fucking seen it. But if for some reason you haven't, take a chance. Watch it. I promise you'll like parts of it. Anyway, catch you later. I'll probably do a few more video reviews. Like from the other time I went to the movie theater this year. Alright, take care. Bye.